Hey y'all, welcome back. So today we're on Unfunked again. We're working on the doors today. Again, we're going to do the actual door part of the door jamb. I've got them cleaned up pretty good. I'm going to start sanding them now. I was able to finally see one 42D VIN sticker on the passenger door, but like I said, the driver's door has the big sticker on it anyway. So that's the main sticker for the car, and then it matches this VIN sticker over here, right there. That 1F ACP 42D, 1 Papa Frank, 1 3 something something. Anyway, it matches. But you can see I got all this cleaned up, all that crap off. I did go ahead and I did all new door pins on all four. You can see how tight them are now. The puppies ain't going nowhere. They didn't really need it because the doors are actually in really good shape, but I figured why not? I'm here. So, but this is what I see, what I was talking about. You see all this paint buildup where they painted the car blue once and then primer. So I'm going to go in. That's the one VIN sticker. I can't read that at all. It's just muck. But you can see how beautiful these doors are. The original seam sealer up inside the doors, just super clean. I took all the old glue off from the weather shield that protects the door panel and all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get this all sanded down and primered. This side's the same way. Got that all cleaned out inside. Got new door pins. Got them there good and tight, new bushings. All this stuff's done. So, but yeah. So that being said, we'll go ahead, get some more glovies on, get all this sanded down, get it cleaned up, and try to get some primer on just kind of the edge part. I'm going to fog it right up through here, the primer, because I want to try to leave some of this original paint. This is beautiful, nice original factory paint. So I'm trying to leave some of that. So let me get up my sander ready and get sanded. All right, so I got it all sanded down, feathered out, and primered. I do apologize, I didn't show you the sanded part, but this shows you how nice and smooth everything turned out. Everything looks good. Got the original red still up here on the top. I'm going to paint probably all of that just to make it look good. Like I said, everything's clean down here. The pins got some primer on them. All that looks good. These are extremely, see how they stay up? These are extremely tight now. The other door's done. It's over yonder. I'm gonna go get it, and go over these one more time with some 180 and smooth them up a little bit more, and put one more coat of primer on them before I hang them back on the car. So, I'll go ahead and get my chunky butt busy and get this other door. All right, so I got done mowing the yard, looking better. And while I was mowing my yard, I was soaking these here latches in these two cups of paint thinner. I don't paid attention. If y'all paid attention in my past videos on these door jambs over here, when they painted these, they painted the latch, the strikers, the bolts, and everything red, blue, and whatever. They look like just teetotal shit. So what I did was took all my little plastic pieces off, took these off right here, these off, soaked them in the bucket over here, these cups, while I was mowing the yard, and all that nasty red paint, it just all came off with an old toothbrush. Them gators are angry. They got all them teeth and no toothbrush. And all the paint came off the screws. They're nice and black now. So, what I'm going to do is show you how to put on a door. Now, I got my new strikers. These are brand new NOS strikers. These ain't reproductions. These are NOS stuff. There's 3 little lines right here, and what I normally do is I center it in these 3 little lines above the striker. If you get a lot of paint on your car, these are hard to see, but since I stripped these to bare metal, these are guide points for the factory. Most people don't talk about this stuff. They put it right here to start with, then they put the door on. Well, that's not kind of how the factory does it, but that's where they start the latch. The factory had these big cool machines that they pick the door up, sit on the car, put the door bolts in, and then shut the striker, and then they'll adjust the striker. But since I don't have a cool machine, how I do it is I put the latch in right here, then I'll put my door plates back in, I'll put my 6 door bolts right here, I'll pick the door up, I'll latch it on the car, then I'll hold the door up over here, and I'll start with my bolts, and then I'll put the bolts in. Now my doors over here are extremely light, there's nothing in them. You see, I can just pick it up super easy. I'm not that strong, but yeah. So I got my plates over here. I got these cleaned up, no rust, with some nice epoxy primer on them. I'm going to go ahead, put the plates back in the A-pillars, put the latches in the doors, latch it on the car, and then proceed to adjust my doors. And it really is that easy. Now, I do pre-weight my doors. I have some old rotors. If you go back, if you're an OG, if you go back and watch my first videos, I got some old bare PBR rotors that I sit in my doors once I get them on there. So it weights the door about what everything in the door internally weighs, door molding and all that. Because if you line your door up perfect and there's no weight in it, I don't care how strong your door bushings are, it's going to drop at least 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit further, especially if you don't have the best door bushings. So when you put them on there, you want to weight your door if it's disassembled. And if your door's got everything in it, you don't need to do that. But my doors are empty, so I'm going to put some weight in the top of them and then adjust my door that way, so I can, once I take it out, now it's going to come up once I get the rotors off of it. Once I put everything, the guts, the regulator and the motor and the striker and the latch and all that shit in there, it's going to weight it back up. So I'm going to quit rambling and I'm going to go ahead and throw this door in here real quick. All right, so I got a lot of people that say it can't be that easy to put the door on. I got the plates in, the bolts are on the cowl, the striker's in, the latch is in. I'll pick the door up, I'll latch the door, walk to the front, lift the front of the door up so I can get a couple bolts in the hinge over here. And once you get to that point, it's super easy. So I pick the door up, let me check on my boot heel now. You hear the door latch, click, click. Bolt. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes your little plates in there will move around, so you got to make sure you get them in there. Alright. So I got 2 bolts started really good. Once you get them started, the door's on. Now at this point, you're not trying to adjust the door, you're just trying to attach it. So I'll go ahead, put the other bolts in there, get them snugged up a little bit, and see what kind of gap I got back here for my alignment. And then once I get to that point, I'll get my rotors to weight it and then show you how I gap it. So let's get a little further. All right, so my rotors is on there, got the bolts snugged up on the hinge area, and look how close this thing is. All right, so the rotors are sitting on top. Once I get it where it's close, I'll take the striker out, so I don't have anything fighting me when I shut the door, so I can see where my line's at. So you can see the striker is removed right there. Rotor's just sitting at the top of the door, ain't gonna hurt nothing. And then when you push it shut, that's how close it is right there. Now you see that body line is a little bit down, so I'm gonna loosen the top hinge of the door up just a little bit and put the door gap, this door line, probably about 1/8 inch above this quarter panel line, and that should be on the money when I put the weights in it. So I'll go ahead and do that, get the striker back in it, and show you what it looks like. All right, so the rotors are off. I loosened the hinge up, and I'll show you how high I got the line. You see how much higher the line is versus the quarter. It's probably about 1/8 inch. I'll go ahead and set the rotors back in there and see what we got. And boom, just like that, no shit. That's all it took, perfect. Rotors in the door. Door is money. Hell yeah. So, I do put a little old seal in there so I know where to stop it at. Like I said, get my door all dirty. Hell yeah. The door gap. Perfect all the way down. So, that's really that easy. Now when you tighten your door hinge bolts up, make sure you tighten all 3, because it will change the raising and lower of it when you tighten those bolts. I don't know how it does it, but it does. It has some effect on the hinge somehow, but make sure you tighten all 3. All right, so look at that gap. Beautiful gap. Now, how do I normally gap one? Trusty old paint stick. I normally come in here, set my gap all the way up. Nice clean line all the way up. Now, I've got a 93 LX over here, and this car's original paint. And let me show you how fat the gaps are on this thing. Now, I'm not a big gap kind of person, but this is factory. Look how wide the gaps are on this thing. Well, actually, this side's not too bad. I think it's the driver's side I was looking at. Yeah, let's go to the driver's side. I didn't check the passenger side because I was doing the driver's side. Look at the gap on this thing. I can stick that in there, and it's just all kinds of over the place, especially down here. You can see how much gap I got between that paint stick. All the way up, it just wobbles. Some of the factory gaps are not the best. We know this about Fox bodies. So I'm gonna go over here and shut this door real quick and show you how nice this door shuts. Now, I have NOS strikers, not remans, not Dan Carpenters. These are NOS Ford strikers. They are getting, the gray ones, they are getting hard to find. Ford still makes them. I got some in there I got from the dealership. They're black and they look like they're 3D printed. The bushing, they don't fit worth a shit, and they're from Ford. So I'll show you these real quick. Now I always put the rod, that opens nice and easy. Those are NOS right here, the nice gold and gray. These are Fords. The baggies over here, if you want the part number, the E9 part number, the E9 AZ5422008-Apple. So, show you this real quick and watch how easy this shuts. Now, there's no weight in this door, none at all. It's hollow. Watch this. Ready? That's how they should shut. Now, I don't have any door weather strips in there, but on my doors, you can ask anybody that's bought Frankenstein, Big Red, Field Snake, anybody that's got any of my Fox bodies, that's how all my doors shut, complete with seals and everything in them. That's how they're supposed to shut. If your door's shutting too hard, the bushing that you put on it is way too big. I've talked to LMR about their repo door strikers. Oh, they're only 1,000ths bigger than the factory ones. It makes a huge difference. So if you've got new strikers and new pins and it's adjusted well and it's gapped well and it's still hard to shut, you've either got the aftermarket door weather strips that are from LMR, not the Dan Carpenter ones. The Dan Carpenter seals are way softer than the LMR repos. So make sure you buy the Dan Carpenter door weather strips. So they're softer than the LMR repos. And make sure you have a Ford striker. Now these are getting hard to find and they're expensive. They're $60 to $70 per side. But if you want your doors to shut well, now maybe you can take the aftermarket ones and sand them down. I don't like the way they look when you do that. They look like shit. But that's it. You know, gotta have them Ford parts sometimes. Bottom, sorry about that, is nice and even all the way across. Normally when I tighten the bolts up here, the first time I tighten this center bolt, I'll take my finger up here and I want to try to just be able to get kind of the tips of my fingers in there when I tighten this first top bolt up. That normally sets it just about on the money from what I'm used to. And I've done a bunch of these doors. So I'm gonna go ahead, spend 20 minutes, put the passenger door on the car, and get this in the garage. It's getting kind of late. I'm gonna be driving up to Canada tomorrow for a little bit. So we'll talk about that in another video. So I'm gonna throw this video together. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I've got one I haven't put out yet. This one is door adjustment. If you got any questions, you can hit me up at foxjunk73@gmail.com. You can also go back and watch Big Red, the Calypso coupe I built. Any cars that I've gone through and done bushings and doors, I should have some kind of video showing you how to adjust doors, hatch, hood, and all that kind of stuff. But this just shows you how easy it was to put on. Wife was filming. I probably make good videos if I could get her to film all the time, but that's how that goes. So again, thanks for watching and subscribing. And if you got any questions, you know how to get hold of me. And just remember, it's not just junk, it's Fox junk. And I'm gonna get this other door put on. Y'all have a good weekend.